All right, we're going to do an LT5b with electrostatics problem of proportional reasoning. So we're going to do, this is on this packet is number 2 on page 30. However, depending on what pack you're looking at or what year you're watching this, it may not be that. So pause the video and find this problem or copy it down so you have it for easy reference if you can't find it in a packet. So charges A and B are 0.9 meters apart and experience an electrostatic force of 0.002 newtons. Assume charge A remains the same, but charge B changed by a factor of 1/4. So charge B is going to go Q, we'll call that Q2, is 1/4. By what factor would the distance, so we're looking at D, also have to change in order to change the force by a factor of 8. Okay, so we have multiple variables changing here. So what we want to do is we want to write our equation first. So FE equals K, and we'll call it QA and QB, since that's what we have here, times D squared. Don't forget that D squared. Now we got to put in our factors of changes. So these are not factors of change. These are just actual values. But we have charge A remains the same. Okay, so A is going to remain the same. So let's just start here. So K won't change because it's constant. A remains the same. So that's the factor of change for A is 1. A is not equal to 1. It's just the factor of change is 1. But then it says charge B is changed by a factor of 1/4. So B is 1/4. By what factor would the distance also have to change? So it's like, okay, we're looking for D in order for the force to change by a factor of 8. So force has to be 8 there. So this is our setup. Now we need to solve this. A lot of times what students do is they kind of forget what they're doing here. And the easiest way to do this is literally just to solve it for D squared. So I'm going to multiply by both sides, D squared by both sides. And then I'm going to have 8 times D squared is equal to 1 times 1 times 1/4. That's just 1/4. And now I still need to work out solving for D squared. So still going to have to divide by 8. And then so I'm going to have D squared equals 1/4 divide by 8, which is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So 1/4 times 1/8. Okay, is D squared. Oops, don't drop the square. So 1/4 times 1/8 is 1/32, right? 8 times 4 is 32. So now I have D squared equals 1/32. So I got to take the square root of both sides. So take the square root of both sides, and I get D is equal to square root of 1/32. Now this is not my answer. If you write, for me, if you write D equals 1/32, that's wrong. It's not correct. This is the answer, because we want to know by what factor would the distance also have to change. So we need to write here, D is square root of 1/32, or if you write the decimal for it, that's fine as well, as much. So this is your answer. The answer is not equal to square root of 1/32. That's the factor of change. D is square root of 1/32 as much. Again, if you do use the decimal for that, that's totally fine as well. What would be the new distance? So what we got to do is we got to take 0.9 here times square root of 1/32. So 1/32 times 0.9. And we get whatever. I don't know where my calculator is, but you put that on your calculator and you get something and you're done. Suppose you stick around, you'll get the answer here. I'm not going to spend my time trimming and putting 2 videos together later. 1 divided by 32 times 0.9 is 0.159 meters. So there is our new distance. And there you go.